We're here. Yeah. What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another Savage is Raw Talk review. Yeah, man. Raw, Monday Night Raw, the 1st of April 2024, the go home show for WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania XL. It's Roman numerals, so obviously it's technically not XL. What's going on? Big up everyone in the chat, big up Zen, big up Morris. Come on, fellow Demon team members. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's well. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, but obviously had to bring the Raw review back for the go home show. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. This is where my week kicks off, WrestleMania week. Yeah, I'm saying. So looking forward to it. Reactions are already out. TikTok, YouTube. Videos coming later. I got Roman Reigns review of the documentary, which I watched yesterday. I got Bray Wyatt review of the documentary coming out later as well. More streams coming throughout the week. Probably going to do one every day up until WrestleMania, apart from Friday, maybe. Got SmackDown then. And then obviously Saturday and Sunday we got it. So you already know, man. Who's Clash at the Castle? I know, yeah, I saw that, man. Obviously, you know the vibes, brother. It makes sense, and the Clash at the Castle revamping that. Drew McIntyre turn up there with the WWE Championship. It seems that will be the way to go. It'd be massive for him as well, considering what happened last time and the fact that he ain't really got to. You know what I mean? But also, we could lose that WrestleMania and win that Clash at the Castle. That wouldn't be too bad either. But who knows, man? But we'll get into all of that. Obviously, we're going to do the Raw review. I'm going to just tell you the truth, guys. Like, let's be honest about some stuff. I've been doing this on my football channel as well. We're at the business end of the wrestling season. We're at the business end of the football season. I don't really want to talk about some stuff on Raw that I don't care about that often. So some of them I will brush past. You know what I mean? There were some good matches on there. I actually thought the Raw was really good. But obviously, there's bigger stuff that I you know, what I care about than some other matches and things like that. They always have little fillers in between and that. But as I said, I thought Raw was really good. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I actually thought continuity from start to finish, probably the best Raw there's been in ages. I mean, I know last week, well, obviously we had the beatdown of Cody, but the Raw itself last week wasn't incredible. It was really good. It was a good Raw and then a great ending. This Raw was very good all the way through, and then the ending was dope as well. So big up Zenny said I'm hitting 8 months Demon Team YouTube member on WrestleMania Saturday, perfect timing. Come on, you know the vibes, bro. Love for the love. You already know that, man. Yeah, apologies as well, man, because I don't know how to explain without saying like I'm moaning. I'm not moaning. It is what it is. I don't own YouTube, and I'm grateful to have a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I'm not. There's people in way worse positions and stuff than in the world, never mind on YouTube, than me. But what I will say is, I'm pretty sure that most people have realized that my YouTube count in terms of subscribers, it doesn't move at it. Like it's moved about, I don't know, put it this way. And towards the end of last year, I'm about 4 subscribers up, which is fake, innit? Because from behind the scenes, obviously I get analytics where it gives me the plus sign and how many people join a week and stuff like that. And you already know I'm not about subs, but I just like stuff to be done right. And my OCD doesn't really agree with the fact that on my page it shows a certain amount, but behind the scenes it doesn't. So I'm not trying to overgas it. I'm not trying to say I'm on 20,000 subscribers or whatever. I'm just saying that the shadow ban's a bit, you know what I mean, which is struggling for me to put out videos because they keep getting blocked. I get blocked or partially blocked, and it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Because it will tell me like it'll give you a partially block. It'll tell you can't get monetized. I'm fine about that, but then it'll tell you like which countries it's banned in or which countries it will be partially blocked in. So I think on average, a normal subscriber count, I don't think anyone's channel, all of their subscribers get all of their notifications unless you're like in your first 100 or 1,000, because it's just not realistic. Same on Instagram, but I do think there's a certain percentage of you subscribers. That's why you'll see somebody with 1 million subscribers, but they don't get 1 million views on every video. Or you see someone on like 250,000, but they'll get like 1,000 to 6,000 a video. It should be a little bit higher, but some people pay for that stuff as well, so that's probably why. But for me, I get that regular thing. On top of that, I get the shadow ban as well, which is why like sometimes my things don't pop up, or it doesn't pop up to like a week later or 2 weeks later, and obviously I told you guys already, I'm subscribed to my own channel, so I get to see how long it takes. And I'm telling you, man, I got the last notification I got for my channel, apart from Raw, last week's Raw, was Elimination Chamber Perth, which I don't know the maths on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a while ago. And I shouldn't be getting that it wasn't in April, it was technically March, 31st. So that shouldn't be happening. But it is what it is. And obviously the same thing happened with the Raw review as well. And I was doing them live and it didn't send out the notification properly and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, if people ask for the Raw review, but then no one turns up for the Raw review, then it's wasting my time. I might as well do something else, do some pre-recorded video. Big up to people who've been watching the pre-recorded videos, been dropping them a little bit more subject-wise. I got another one. I mean, obviously, I just said I got the 2 reviews for the 2 documentaries. I got Solo Sokoa video coming out as well, which I haven't recorded yet, but I want to talk about that. So that should be good as well. But the documentary I'm looking forward to doing a review on. The Roman one was very interesting, a bit more emotional than I thought it would be. The Bray Wyatt one, broski, man, I had to have a break while I was watching it. Not just because it was long, it was emotional as shit, man. And they shown stuff in that documentary that I didn't expect to be there at all. So, but I won't spoil that now. I'll do a review that way. If you haven't watched it, well then, yeah, there's you won't get spoiled. And if people who can't get Peacock or anything like that, there's a place to watch it. And if you want me to tell you where that place is, just like, it shouldn't be a problem actually, but I don't want it to get taken down if I put it on here. So DM me on Twitter or X or Instagram. Probably X actually, because I ain't going to see it on Instagram, and I'll give you the link to watch both of them. If they've not been taken down as of this morning, because I checked about 5 minutes ago. So if anyone wants to watch the Bray Wyatt documentary, Roman Reigns documentary, let me know. Send you the link. Roman Reigns one's like hour and 42 minutes, something like that, hour and a half. I think the Bray one's about 2 hours. Good watch, very good watch. So, but I'll leave that for the review. And it'd be nice that you guys can always like come over and we can have a conversation about what's going on. So that'd be dope anyway. But let's get into the Monday Night Raw review. I think I've got all the comments. Big up Andy who's just come over and said The Rock is a selfish wrestler because he's already had his moment back in the classic days. The Rock's not selfish. The Rock's made wrestling way more exciting than it's been for the last. I mean, to be fair to Triple H, wrestling's been better over the last year and a half, but The Rock's made it more exciting. More people care about all of the wrestlers than they did before this. More people care about Cody now because of The Rock. And because of Roman. So I wouldn't say he's selfish. I think if you're looking at it as I think you're taking it too serious. I think if you're looking at it as real life, it's not real life, man. Wrestling is kayfabe. While you're watching those 2 hours of wrestling or 3 hours of wrestling, it's there to release. It's take away, release from regular life to watch it for what it is. So saying that The Rock's selfish is not smart, considering he's got $5 billion contract over the line with Netflix for next year, which means we're going to be able to watch it at any time live on Netflix. Some people struggle to watch it on different pay-per-views and stuff. I don't know what the pay-per-view is going to do. On top of that, it's probably not going to be PG because it's on Netflix. The Rock's give us some of the best cinematic stuff we've had in ages, and he's still running like he was back in the day. Some of his best work. Don't want to disrespect him and say it is his best work. It's not, but it's some of his best work. And hey, man, speaking of The Rock, big up Lucky, back-to-back weeks of Cody getting packed up. I'm loving it, trust me. Well, let's get into that, man, because Raw kicked off with the final boss himself, The Rock. I just want to say, The Rock's entrance, man, this week it looked different again. The Titantron, we've had the Brahma Bull with the white eyes. We've had the Brahma Bull with the red eyes. We've had the Brahma Bull with the red eyes with the lightning. And then the power beam dropping down like Black Adam. Now we've got like a hologram Rock in the background of his Titantron when he comes out. He really is the final boss. Today he came out with, as you can see on the screen, he came out with the Rock waistcoat and that, but it was a cowskin waistcoat with the Brahma Bull buckle. It's amazing, exciting again. He really is encompassing everything that wrestlers need to do. And to what Andy said earlier, And it's what John Cena said to Roman before. And Roman's really been the only one. I'll be honest, it's only really been Roman and Jay on the mic anyway, 100%, that carrying certain things for the last couple of years, and the Usos and the Bloodline. So John Cena said to Roman before, which obviously I hated because Roman's my favorite wrestler, but he was right. He said, I'm only about to do this job. It means that you're not doing your job properly. Now, I don't think John Cena was right at the time he said it, but he's obviously also playing the character. Before he said that, it made sense. Like, listen, they're still trying to draw in big legends and stuff like that because you guys here on the roster can't make the money that the company needs. Well, guess what? The Bloodline for the last 4 years have made that money for the company. Everything that's gone on great with wrestling in WWE terms has been under the tutelage of Roman being the champion. This is not an opinion, by the way. This is not an opinion. You can check it yourself. Everything that's changed in the business has been while Roman has been the face of the business. I'm not disregarding Cody Rhodes at all, but let's be honest, he was heading AEW. You know what I mean? And he was getting booed at AEW. They didn't want him as the champion. They were getting fed up of him. He comes into WWE, great babyface. The kids love him. It's a great thing to have. He's like Hulk Hogan. But for the fans who are more grown up and stuff like that, and are not, simping out for Cody and all that business, like we're just happy to see great wrestling again in the confines of not being able to just say what you want. And also, probably going to do a stream in the future about the Attitude Era, because I think the Attitude Era is overgassed, but even though it was legendary, it's overgassed because I lived through it and I watched it, and the way people talk about it now is as if, like, I don't know, like Funaki versus Jamie Noble was a great match in the first minute of Raw. I'm like, no, these matches lasted like 2-3 minutes and it was over. So there were still flaws then as well. We had weird matches and weird segments. We had Mark Henry, and Mae Young giving birth to a hand. So let's not pretend like it was all perfect. But if this is what we have to deal with now, the way wrestling is today, I can adapt to it. I like it. There's still flaws in it. I think it'll get ironed out a little bit. You would hope that when The Rock goes back to making more movies and deals with the XFL and stuff like that, he's obviously not going to be around as much. Everyone's got the blueprint now. There's no excuse. If any wrestlers are making excuses from this point on, it's your own fault. You probably don't deserve to be on the roster. Just look at the blueprint of what Roman's been doing, what The Rock's been doing, what Cody's been doing, what the Usos have been doing, what Sammy was doing last year, what the Bloodline's been doing. Look at the blueprint, follow it, make yourself a better wrestler, and what Rhea's been doing and what Bianca's been. Just improve it. If all of these get better on the mic, start selling stories, what LA Knight and AJ's been doing, we can have something great, man. So I'm here for it still. Bonker says more excited for Cody Rock than Roman Cody the last month. Yeah, that's one thing where they've gone wrong with it, but it could be they could be doing it on purpose, because I made a video about it last week about Cody's focus only shifted to The Rock. But I feel like it's part of the story. I really do think like it's part of the story. So big up Morris says The Rock is not selfish. It's Mania season until Sunday, and then it's not going to be around next week. So I don't understand why the selfish part, unless it's to do with him main eventing. I agree, bro. Big up ends for the super chat, bro. Love for the love, obviously. You already know the vibes, man. I didn't know if you're still in your Twitter space, man. I jumped out because I was setting this up, but big up, bro. I'll be on clubs after this, so if you, man, are still on it, so we'll do that still. Rock it up with The Rock setting a promo. This promo was great, man. He addressed the beatdown of what he gave Cody Rhodes the previous week, and then he did almost he gave a little speech about something stopped him in his tracks from whooping Cody's ass even more. And then he played what I didn't think he was going to do, and this is where you gotta love The Rock. This is where modern times meet the wrestling world, and if you can get it right, it's perfect. The Rock played 2 TikToks of kids crying at Cody getting beat down. So I think it was one of them was like my sister's reaction to Cody getting beat. These kids are like 4 and 2, whatever. No, I don't think anyone was like, there's like a 3-year-old looked like, and then maybe a 4 or 5-year-old. And the girl was not happy at all. She was crying. She was like, I can't deal with this. Cody's getting beaten down. went to like this little baby. I'm talking about this baby looked like he just turned 3. And the mom was like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, Cody's dead." And the other one also, she's like, "I'm never watching Moana again." Brilliant heel work. Brilliant heel work. This man is playing double lives because he's got to go around sell his product and be a nice guy, catching him in Target and stuff like that. But the reason he gives for beating up Cody means that it doesn't feel like it's this fake thing where he's a character in wrestling, but in real life he's not. It feels like it's all the same character because he still leans into certain babyface stuff. Talks about the fact he's got is a dad to 3 daughters. So you know what I mean. So I thought that was cool. They made a speech saying I'm not here on my own, and Roman comes out. Roman drops a great promo as well. Talks about the fact that they're here because of him, and he's been running stuff, which is a fact, isn't it? That's how it's been. I thought that was really cool. And you can see with The Rock and Roman what I really appreciate. People boo The Rock and Roman because, okay, they should be booing him because of Cody and it, obviously. But they're so cool and everyone loves them so much that it's like, yeah, I wanted to boo you, but I can't. So everyone acknowledges the tribal chief. Everyone's shouting Rocky, Rocky, and he has to dig deep to say something bad about Cody or Mama Rhodes for them to start booing him. But then he mentions Brooklyn and they go crazy again. Same with Roman. So I appreciate that they do that. And obviously, this is the game. This is the method to being a great wrestler. If you're the heel, you need to get heat on yourself to make the babyface even bigger. Because then when the babyface wins eventually, the pop's incredible. The rover, everything is perfect. Whereas if you're more loved than the babyface in every single way possible, you're gonna struggle. Now that's not just your fault. The babyface has to do as much as they can. And to be fair to Cody, he is the proper babyface. Like he's on X and Instagram and those places. He's speaking back to people. He's turning up to be people's best man and going to see sick kids in the hospital. Bro, he's really doing his bit to be a babyface as well. So I think that's incredible with him. While they were talking, it interrupted Roman, and I actually wanted to hear what Roman had to say because they started to shout yeet at it. And then Seth comes out. Seth comes out through the crowd like old school Shield, walks through the crowd, stops at the top stairs, and then gives his little speech. And listen, man, I need to let people know just disclaimer, I love Seth. I don't love this Seth though. And the whiny voice he has when he's meant to be a babyface is horrible because he's shouting. He addresses Roman. He's like, "Oh, all this is because of you, isn't it?" Blah blah blah. And he said, "I see what you done to Cody last week." My question to that was, why didn't you help Cody? Because you didn't go home because you was on the show. So why didn't you help him? You didn't. But he's like, "Oh, try do that to me. Try come up here and do that to me in front of all of this crowd because you'll be fighting me in Brooklyn." The crowd goes crazy. I did like that. Although I reckon if The Rock and Roman and Solo and Jimmy went into the crowd probably would have tried to take photos with him and left Seth hanging to dry. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. One thing that I didn't like what Seth done, and I don't think you should really do this. Seth teases the fact that, yo, I don't want to wait till WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. So how about before the biggest WrestleMania of all time, how about we get the biggest Raw main event of all time? Well, first of all, Seth, I don't know if you've watched wrestling. There's been incredible main events on Raws over the years, but okay, if he thinks that him being in the match is going to be all right, safe, I understand. But he's like, oh, which one of you bloodline have got the biggest balls to take me on? Would it be The Rock? Let's make blah blah blah. And The Rock's like, listen, boy, you're not fighting me. You idiot. You think you can come out here and fight the final boss? Obviously, he's not, and he's like, and you're not fighting Roman Reigns either. At this point, I knew that it was going to be Solo, and you don't hype up a crowd like that and then drop it to Solo. I love Solo, but The Rock to Solo is it's levels, and there was a little bit of a dip in the whole promo thing then because it's like they were going crazy for it. It's in Brooklyn. It's one of the hottest crowds. Oh yeah, Seth Rollins versus The Rock. Ah. No, and then Solo grabs the mic. I'll fight you. Now, as I said, I'm going to make a Solo video later, but his win-loss record is absolute. listen, I've never seen this in wrestling before. I've never seen somebody go from being unbeaten, then just to losing one match, which was against Cody, which is fair enough, Cody, to losing, then to beating John Cena, then to losing every match since. I've never seen somebody try and get someone over by destroying a legend, 11 spikes, and then this drop off. I'm not going to talk anymore about it because I got a video coming later, but it doesn't make for a big main event. All it says to me is it sounds like a setup in it. It sounds like, okay, there's going to be a brawl at the end of this. I'm not mad at it being predictable. That's fine. And then, yeah, The Rock takes the mic and he goes, okay, yeah, but it's going to be bloodline rules. Now, the fact that he said it's going to be bloodline rules, and it was, which I kind of knew this was going to happen. Bloodline rules is basically a no disqualification match. So the fact they've done that on Raw, to me, and I haven't done the prediction show yet, it will be coming this week. To me, that means that there is going to be no bloodline rules match at WrestleMania, which is meant for night 2 if Roman and The Rock win. Now, I don't know how I feel about it because I kind of felt like I want Roman and The Rock to win night 1. Then no matter what happens night 2, it's fine. But because I don't think it's going to be a clean sweep. I think Seth will probably get hurt on night 1. And Drew will take over and destroy him on night 2. But I can't see them doing a Bloodline Rules match on Raw and then a Bloodline Rules match on Sunday. It doesn't make much sense to me. So we'll find out. But obviously we move on from there. We go into the break and then we get... Oh, no, we don't go into the break. We go to a segment backstage. But obviously the first hour of Raw was no adverts, which made it perfect because the one thing I've told you guys about, the one thing I hate about watching Raw, and I have to watch every week to do my reviews and my reactions and stuff like that, I hate the adverts. If you take all the adverts out of Raw's about 2 hours long, maybe hour and 45 minutes. With the adverts, it's 3 hours long. You make that make sense in it because you're getting at least 6 to 8 adverts. And I don't even know, but it sucks. Moving on from there, I think we go into the tag team match. We do go into the tag team match. We have the Judgment Day defeating New Day and DIY. It's an 8-man tag match. Bit of a weird match. Kind of pointless at this point, considering the match what we're going to have on the weekend is going to be a ladder match. I think there's going to be 8 tag teams there. Is it 8, 6, something like that? So it doesn't make much sense apart from softening the blow and, maybe if you need to injure a couple of people, getting it in there while you can. But it felt like a bit of a filler match. The match wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the greatest match. So I was all right with it. But yeah, obviously, I didn't expect the Judgment Day to lose because I feel like they're going to lose on the weekend, and that's kind of the theme of the show. But decent match. I think it's Razor's Edge to pick up the victory, and yeah, that's kind of how it went. From there, we had Sami Zayn versus Big Bronson Reed. Very good match. Also, again, I kind of feel bad for Bronson Reed because he should. Let's be honest, man. Look at the size of him. Bronson Reed to Sami is the same as Sami to Gunther in it. So the fact that I'm expecting Sami to get the victory over Bronson, just because if he does that and Bronson beat Sami Zayn clean, then surely the argument would be, okay, well, Bronson Reed might as well take on Gunther then, because you can't beat him. How are you going to beat Gunther? So this match actually it gets interrupted by Gunther dragging out Chad Gable. Yamcha style, man, drags him out, dead out, throws the towel on him. Because obviously Chad Gable's been training Sami Zayn, and we do get a backstage segment of them talking about it. As you can see in the background there, you got Chad Gable on the floor. Just drags him out, and it distracts Sami in the ring. Sami runs out the ring up to Gunther. Gunther walks out. He leaves the ring area. He leaves, goes back through the Titantron. It's a bit of a setup though, because once Sami gets there to check on Chad Gable, Gunther comes back out, kicks him in the head, and then beats the shit out of him pretty much, and keeps trying to tell him, like, you're not on my level. Feels like it's leading towards Sami winning. I noticed on this, if you're a fan of the Rocky movies, which they're my favorite movies, it's in Philadelphia, and I made a video before saying, get Sylvester Stallone in on it. Might as well. Big draw there. bit weird, yeah, because the slow motion segments backstage and a lot of emphasis on the towel and stuff. And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, you just like following the Rocky story here. We've had the segment already when Chad Gable's pretty much told Sammy that he can't do it, which is what Adrian told Rocky. You can't beat Clubber Lang and you can't beat Ivan Drago. So you can win that same segment. And then obviously we get where Apollo's fighting Drago and Rocky should throw the towel in, and he doesn't. Now, if they go Rocky style, then that means Sammy would lose because Chad Gable throws the towel in, and you know that could be interesting. Who knows? Who knows? But it feels like they're teasing towards that, or they could be just trying to swerve us. I feel like now that Triple H is in charge, yeah, I feel like now Triple H is in charge, there's a bit more swerves to certain things. So I think their ear is close to the street in terms of what the fans are saying, what the fans are predicting. I mean, let's be honest, it's not hard. Put WWE in YouTube, put predictions in, put whatever in, and you'll find out what the people are thinking. And if I'm them, I've got social media team checking and going, every one of them are thinking this, let's go this way. Or everyone thinking this, let's go that way. And it's probably the smart thing to do. I'm not saying let the fans dictate wrestling, but I'm saying if everything's too predictable and it's not done in the right way, then you might as well go the opposite way. Everyone's expecting Sammy to win. Go Gunther in it. Simple one for me. We have Ivan and Maxine Dupree defeating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This was interesting because they picked up the pin over Indy because of a distraction from Candice LeRae. Bit of a weird one. Obviously, she's heel at the moment, Candice, and Indy Hartwell isn't. So a little argument on the ring apron, kind of teased them into doing that. I don't know what it's gonna do because nobody more arguments going forward. Nobody really cares about seeing Candice LeRae versus Indy Hartwell. I like both of them. I thought they were great on NXT as part of the way. There was them two, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. But the women's tag team division is a bit lackluster. I don't think it's completely their fault. They do have to take some responsibility of it, but I don't think it's their fault. No one seems to care about the tag team titles that much. For me, I've always said when the Iconics had the title the first time, I thought it was great. But wrestling-wise, nobody really cared. There's no stories, and because it's new, you can never have teased anything where we're experienced tag team because you've not been a tag team. And then obviously when Bayley and Sasha had it, they were relevant then. But apart from that, it's been a bit off. I don't know. I think Damage Control are doing as much as they can. I think so. So very interesting. Morris says probably turn full heel by next week, Indy or a split. I think they both go heel because I think splitting them means that they're going to fall to the wayside because nobody cares about one-on-one matches with them. Candice can probably, I think her heel tactics are a bit over the top. Like the first time we saw her say anything horrible, she was talking about Maxine's dead brother. I'm like, yo, we haven't even built up a rapport or story with you as a character to be saying stuff like that. And it doesn't hit as hard because everyone's like, yo, we don't even know enough about Maxine. So at least if Maxine had built a character up to, she'd be like, I'm doing this wrestling because my brother, he died and I want to do this. And then weeks down, she mentions it's different. But that just sounded a bit snaky. So bit of a weird one, to be honest. Honestly said, I can't get into Becky versus Rhea. It don't make sense to me. Both sets and Becky work on. I don't know what that means. Honestly, write back to me and then I'll get it anyway. But yeah, moving on from there, we get Ricochet versus Ivar. Listen, this is one of the matches that I have to say, as a spectacle, which is always with Ricochet, you're going to see great stuff. And to be fair to Ivar, again, as a spectacle, you're always going to get something great because no one should be able to move the way Ivar moves at that size. Nobody should move like that, but he does. He can do moonsaults, he can do backflips, he can do everything. And then obviously Ricochet is literally Spider-Man without a costume on. I'm not joking. This sounds dumb, and I know it's a different era, but Ricochet likes comics and that in real life. They should have went down that route, man. They should have went down that route. I think the space for that character. I don't know, man. Listen, the art of wrestling, pro wrestling, is storytelling over wrestling itself, and AEW is more wrestling focused. Fair enough. That's why I watch it for when I want to see that. Innit? You can make any kind of storyline, man. Have Ricochet bang his head or something, and when he wakes up, he's forgot a few things, and he thinks he's a superhero. I don't care, man. He looks like a superhero, bro. He's doing mad stuff all match, but again, as a story, there's no story behind this. But as a match, great match, and Ricochet picked up the victory, man, with a 630 splash. I was impressed. I was very impressed, in fact. I thought it was pretty dope. What did we have after that? I think we had the segment from Drew. Yeah, we had the backstage segment from Drew, a vignette. One thing I'm so happy about, and I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying that I've been saying this on it. The return of vignettes filmed outside of WWE. For the whole year and a half, maybe 2 years, all the vignettes were in some random room or wherever the tables were set up or wherever the ring would have been set up. Wherever the equipment is, there'll be an equipment box in the background, and they put on one of the colored lights like what I've got in the background. And all you'd see is this. I'll show you. This is exactly how you do it. This is how WWE done a vignette in 2022. So you change the color, go blue. We'll go blue. God damn it. Okay, we'll go blue, and then to do something like that, and then to turn off one of these lights, and then you stand in the corner, and then they'll stand like this, and they'll be like, tonight, on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to show you why I am the visionary. And then they'd walk off. That's how the vignettes were. I'm not joking, man. That's how the vignettes were filmed, bro. I'm not joking. That was every vignette in 2021, 2022. Nah. And now we get Drew. The way they filmed it from the door was brilliant, because you just see, imagine you get a vignette, it's blurry, it focuses in, and you see Drew in a suit, empty church, leaning over a coffin, and he's just looking inside the coffin, bro. And then he stands up and does a eulogy on Steph and CM Punk. Well, he's killed CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams, and he's gonna kill Seth's because he's not focused. And I have to say, and I listen, I'm not going to apologize for what I spoke about Drew before, because this isn't the same Drew. That babyface role of Drew, listen, 100% we respect it, because everything you did in lockdown, it had to be hard trying to be a babyface with no fans to be a babyface to. And he did great. But also what it done is it highlighted stuff that you didn't like in lockdown. So if you're somebody who wasn't good on the mic in lockdown, it was highlighted because there was no fans to cover up you stuttering and all this stuff. If you was only a good wrestler, well, yeah, you was in trouble. If you couldn't wrestle, you was in trouble. That's why Roman Reigns picked up on what he needed to do, and Jay became so great because they were great on the mic. Same with Bayley and Sasha. Drew wasn't. Drew now, this Drew's a serious. I told you I called him Truth McIntyre, man. And interesting stuff. I loved it. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. Good shout there, Morris. The way Ricochet he caught Ivar off the top rope and then dashed him into a fall-away slam. Mad impressive, because, as I said, Ricochet, I don't know how much Ricochet weighs. I know that he weighs more than you'd think he weighs. I'm going to go about 190, maybe. Although, thingy was 205. Live was that was the limit in Cruiserweight, 205. So maybe he's around that weight, but he's strong as hell, man. And big up his missus as well, because I think she's top tier ring announcer, man. Big on the football podcast. Hope you're well, bro. But yeah, man, I thought he was impressive. Andy says Ivar just no win so far this year. I mean, yeah, but Ricochet was the one the previous year with no win, so it's all up. It's hard for Ivar though, isn't it? Because his partner Eric's been injured for time. The woman Valhalla's not his wife; it's the other one's wife, and he's just doing the best he can. I think the only way he could get through anything is changing from being the Viking, but obviously he's hoping on his teammate to return at some point. Really didn't care about this match with Damage Control. No, we've gone past that one, actually. We've done it. Oh, yeah. Moving to the main event. Also, a few things that we missed backstage, obviously. So we got Lil Wayne backstage. Listen, for me, Lil Wayne's one of the greatest rappers of all time. But I can't lie, bro. I know that Lil Wayne used to watch wrestling back in the day because in some of his songs he refers to Ric Flair or Jeff Hardy or whatever. But you know when you can tell that I don't know, man. Look at him, man. Obviously, Lil Wayne's a legend in it, but you know when you can tell that this guy is not currently watching wrestling, but he wants to, it's a clash of stuff in it. He wants to promote an album. He's in New York at the moment. WWE's like, oh, you might as well come see you backstage, blah, blah, blah. So Jay sees him, bigs him up backstage. Jay does his thing, but because Lil Wayne's not really like when Bad Bunny was there or when Fluffy was there, you could tell that, okay, they've been watching wrestling. Whereas Lil Wayne always looks high on it. So he's just chilling. Jay's like, yo, what's up, my dog? Blah, blah, blah. Yo, if you're not doing anything next week, come watch me beat up my brother. WrestleMania, bro. Might as well. And he's like, for sure. But then he looks at the camera and he's like, yeah. And then I'll perform live my album, blah, 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 my new single. Blah. And then when Jay's like, yeet, he doesn't even say yeet back properly. He just looks at him and then Jay walks off. I remember we had this before when Rick Ross was there and The Rock came back and he had saw the Rock was hailing up Rick Ross. Rick just looked a bit confused, but I respect it. It's just that some celebrities, and I think that's just us as wrestling fans, we're a little bit protective of the wrestling industry, not because we own it, but it's because we all know as wrestling fans, no matter what happens, no matter how big wrestling is, there's still a bit of ridicule to being a wrestling fan in it. Like people are a bit jealous that they can't live in the moment and enjoy what they enjoyed as a kid. So when you meet someone who's a bit like that, they're like, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I just want to watch wrestling. Like, oh, you're still watching that stuff? And I'm like, yeah, you're jealous because you're not about it anymore. Because what normally happens is they say that to you, and then 5 minutes into the conversation, they're like, oh, is blah blah still there? And you start explaining, nah, that's the Rock's cousin, he's on top now, and blah blah. I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, that's Cody Rhodes. Like, Dusty's son. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, I might give it a watch still. You little jealous little punk, bro. Like, listen, us wrestling fans society having fun, living life. Yeah, I mean, we ain't trying to cause no harm to no one and that. So because we're so protective of it, anyone who comes in, any celebrity that comes in, we are all with it. We're all accepting as long as you're really into this wrestling thing. If you're not, then kind of sucks in it. Like, I don't want to laugh at this shit, but it's the wrong time. So Meek Mill last week, and Triple H is obviously not aware of what's going on in it. Meek Mill last week, because I've got him on Triple H on Twitter. He tweeted Triple H, yo, I'm trying to come to WrestleMania. My son wants to go. Triple H said, no doubt, ticket sorted. Obviously, all of us fans are like, all right, Triple H, you might want to check. You might want to check the TV blood card. The Diddy stuff, we don't really want him at Mania right now. But I get it because it's in Philadelphia. The biggest rapper in Philadelphia at the moment is Meek Mill. Obviously, the biggest stars from Philadelphia is Kevin Hart and Will Smith. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know Kevin Hart's up on the WWE stuff because he's had the wrestlers on his YouTube stuff. So I think all of us will be like, yeah, we'll get Will Smith on there. He can talk about Bad Boys. We'll get Kevin Hart on there. But Meek Mill, us that are like, listen, no Diddy, but we don't want him there. You get me? So he's not really up on that. But yeah, we're a bit protective of it. That's why we all accepted Bad Bunny. And the thing, everyone first heard Bad Bunny's come to WWE. First thing everyone's like is Bad Bunny. Nah, no Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny comes in, starts doing Canadian Destroyers and that. And like, hold on a minute. And then we realize, oh, he named one of his songs Booker T. He named it Booker T in it. I'm like, oh shit. And then Wale, obviously, we know that he loves wrestling. He's been in there loads of time. He hosts wrestling parties. We know that Lil Uzi Vert, he named one of his songs Shinsuke Nakamura. So we're like, okay, these man, but we're protective in it. Sorry, celebrity world. We're just protective of it, man. We're not interested in, if you're gonna come just perform, safe. You know what I mean? A couple of rock bands do it and that, but we're not really into you being on screen and that. If you just, you know what I mean? Don't even say certain things. That's why we've let Logan Paul in, man. Now we know that Logan's wrestler for life. Hey, Logan, come have fun, man. Soon as I see the video of Logan arguing with someone as like a 10-year-old, like, yeah, come on. Yeah. But you know what I mean? That's how it rolls, man. Wrestling world. Big up to everyone in the chat. Where are we? So we got Lil Wayne, and then we go into the main event. which is the Bloodline rules match. It was supposed to be Solo Sikoa versus Seth Rollins, and yeah, goes exactly how you want. It's a brutal match. Seth gets beat up a bit. Solo gets beat up a bit. Seth goes to hit the stomp. Jimmy comes out, pulls him out of the ring. Normal stuff. You know how it goes, bro. Bloodline rules. What are you expecting? I don't know why anyone thought it was going to be clean. It's Bloodline rules, bro. Now, as I said at the beginning of the show, Bloodline rules, bro. I said this from the start when I first heard it. It's just going to be no disqualification match. Just like when Roman and Jay was having that tribal match. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to add a... like they had tribal combat. I'm like, if you're not going to add a proper stipulation to this, kind of pointless, isn't it? Even if you put some sand in the ring and make it look like the island of Samoa, bro, at least have something. At least have like Appa and Sika and Rikishi maybe sitting ringside in like a Samoan throne or something like that. It's something in it. Don't just tell us it's like, oh, yeah, some Bloodline rules. When we know full well you just made up that on the spot. There ain't no Bloodline rules. But how can there be a Bloodline rules match when the Bloodline got made while we've been watching? How can you have a Bloodline rules match? What? So, you know what I'm saying? And as I said, I don't think the Bloodline rules match is going to happen on the weekend now, just because it doesn't make sense to do it today, well, Monday, and then do it on the weekend. But obviously, I don't book the show. But WWE, you know the vibes in it. I told you already, don't just copy my stuff. Yeah, I mean, send me a look at email and that. I already work for WWE Euroshop and that. I'm pretty much in the company. Oh yeah, if you want anything for WWE Euroshop, by the way, head over to WWE Euroshop. Yeah, I'm saying, bro, free post packaging. If one of the special codes I got you there, man. I should get another code today for WrestleMania. And if I get that, I'll throw it up and let everybody know. Go get your gear in that. There was some sale on stuff. Hey, Brock Lesnar stuff was on sale when he was in trouble. I don't know if it's gone back up in price, but I'm giving you like the 411 now, innit? If you want some Brock Lesnar gear, jump in. He was in the Roman doc. So I'm thinking he's all right. Obviously, I said Roman Reigns review documentary coming. Roman Reigns documentary review coming later on. Bray Wyatt documentary review coming later on as well. They actually let Brock speak in the documentary, which is crazy because Brock doesn't talk on any wrestler, bro. So you know he's got Roman Reigns respecting that. You'll respect Roman way more. If you're one of these Roman like tampon boys who don't like him and that, you'll respect him a lot more if you see that documentary, bro. That's my guy, man. But obviously, yeah, Jimmy comes out, and then, you know, from that point on, the battle commences, and The Rock, the final boss, start putting the brakes on him, beating the shit out of Seth as well. But if you guys saw, there's like a little burn mark. Call it a burn, but I don't know if it's off The Rock kicking Seth in the face, but you know when it rubs your skin and that, and it, I don't know, man, them little like grazes and that, they hurt more than getting punched in the face, bro. You know the ones in school where you fall over and you know what I mean, on the gravel and that. Them ones are stingers still, but Seth in his face, he's getting beat up. And then all of a sudden, you hear, you know, Cody's music go while fans go crazy, comes down and stuff like that. Roman Reigns said he was gone. Roman's there, Jimmy's there, and then they're getting the battle, man. And yeah, at one point, Cody went to rock bottom The Rock through a table, brother. And if you see my reaction, go watch that, by the way. I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about it at all. I was so scared, bro. I was like, they can't let this happen, man. Obviously backfired. Roman takes over, does Roman stuff, grabs the camera, screams. This is what happens when you mess with the bloodline. Then he's just throwing Seth into the ring post, throwing Cody into the stairs, and then The Rock's feeding Seth. He throws Seth into the ring, Superman punch, and he throws Cody into the ring, spear. And then this was the cool part here, because you're watching it, you're like, yo, there's literally no one to help him. Jay's already been beaten up as well. Him and his brother started fighting each other. Jay came out. So then Roman's looking at his watch, and you see him mime like, yo, we got time still. He doesn't say it like he's from the ends. I can't lie. He didn't say it like that, but that's how I would have said it. Yo, big man, got time still. But it says we got time. And then The Rock puts his hand on Roman's shoulder and is like, wait. And then he opens his waistcoat and pulls off the weight belt. And obviously last week he had the Mama Rhodes belt, the white one with the blood on it. He did say in the beginning of the night, all he needs now is Mama Rhodes' tears because he's got Cody's blood on it, which we'll get to that in a minute. Hold that thought. Takes the belt off, blue American Nightmare belt. And bro, the beating that Roman and The Rock give Cody and Seth literally could only mean that Cody's going to win. I swear, because they start whooping him like he's the worst child in the world, and it's like 1952 blood. like old school whipping, bro. They beat him. They beat that boy like a slave. Yeah, I said what I said. They whipped the shit out of that boy. And then The Rock was doing it, and then The Rock tears off Cody's top, and he's against the rope, and he whips him with it, and then Seth starts to fight back, and then Roman just grabs him, holds him in like a guillotine, and then The Rock starts whipping him with it, and then they're on the floor, and then The Rock, after The Rock hands Roman the belt, and then Roman starts like whoosh, this side and whoosh, this side, and yeah, but bro, the only thing was missing was Steven, Massa, and Leonardo DiCaprio, and this was the Django beatdown, bro. I swear, beat the brakes off that boy, beat the skin off that boy. Listen, Goldust felt that beating, bro. Becky felt a twinge in her arm when Seth was getting slapped up and that. Seth's kid definitely cried at home for some reason, bro. You're not taking that? Wrestling or no wrestling, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Triple H, you see my wage packet? Bump that up for Raw this week, bro. Because this isn't no, wrestling's fake and this is... You beat the brakes off that boy. Beat them. After Cody got his ass whooped last week, he beat him up again, bro. There's no way Cody's losing at WrestleMania. And we've obviously got SmackDown before WrestleMania. And you know how the rules go. It's not truth, but more often than not, if the bad guys are winning and they're on top before WrestleMania, they're probably going to lose on it. But this is Raw, so there's another SmackDown. If The Rock and Roman get the best of Seth and Cody again, hey, I don't even know what to say anymore. The only positive I'll take from Raw is the fact that Solo didn't lose the match. It was just... I'm watching it the whole time. If you see my reaction, I'm going to Solo. Solo, get back in the ring and just pin Seth so you can have a victory because you ain't won since John Cena, bro. And it must finish as a no contest, innit? It must finish as a no contest. But, beat the brakes of him. And then I love this scene where Roman holds up his belt how he normally does, and the Rock holds up the American Nightmare belt. And then you think it's done, and the Rock, just for good measure, he whoops him again, bro. He whoops him again. All what was missing for the Rock to say to Cody is, "What are you crying? Do you want me to give you something to cry for?" That's how bad it was, bro. You know them ones there when you see the man them get tortured as kids and that. What are you crying for? You want me to? Yeah, hold your hand out. It was madness, bro. It was madness. So, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I enjoyed Raw. Thoroughly enjoyed Raw. Thought it was great. Best Raw of the year for me, and it's only getting better and better. You already know it is, and the final boss, bro. And I'm just hoping, as I said at the start of the show, I'm really hoping that when The Rock goes away, I don't know his business like that, but I'm sure he's the biggest movie star on the planet. He's gonna go back to making movies. The XFL season started last week. That's his football. He's got his own he's got his own Premier League in it, but it's NFL. So he's obviously going to be doing that as well. He's going to make it. He just brought out the Papa Tui skincare brand and all that. I don't know about that name though, bro. I don't know, man. I know what it means and that, but I don't like how it sounds still, man. I ain't buying no Papa Tui blood. Yeah, I'm not buying none of that, bro. But big up to you still. My skin's all skinny and glowing anyway, because I got the water and deck and that. Oh, you man see the cheekbones coming? I know you see it, man, because man been fasting and that, doing up the gains and that, you know what I mean? Trust me, you already know what I'm on, man. You know what I'm on, man. But yeah, man, these man, I just love wrestling, man. And you, like I said, go watch the documentary. If you don't have the documentary, message me privately. I'll give you the link to watch both of them. The Bray Wyatt one, the Roman Reigns one is emotional enough. The Bray Wyatt one could break you, bro. You might have to, it's 2 hours long. If I was you, go stretch your legs after half an hour. You know what I mean? Little water break. Come back, sit down. Think about life, innit? Because it's emotional still. Especially his kids are in it as well, so just heads up on that. But yeah, man, great. As I said about The Rock with the American Nightmare belt, with the white one last week, he said he's going to forge the belt out of blood, sweat, and tears normally anyway. It's going to be Cody's blood and Mama Rhodes' tears. I'm predicting that at WrestleMania, his mom's going to be ringside. Cody's mom is going to be ringside, and he's going to get beat down, and she will start crying, and The Rock will. I almost, I'm sure of it. Please do it, Rock. The Rock will approach Cody's mom at ringside. He will approach Cody's mom, and he might grab her, bruv. He might grab her and try and put some of them tears on the belt. And then I think Cody will see that in the ring or outside the ring, and he'll damn near power up like a Super Saiyan, and because the man then would do that, and he'll beat the shit out of the Rock. Man, he'll beat the shit out of everyone when he sees that the Rock is trying it with Mumsy and that with Mama Rhodes in it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave the review there. I didn't want to go over an hour anyway. As I said, I got streams every day this week, so you're not gonna miss out on anything. Again, I know I keep reiterating it, but I might as well. Reactions to Monday Night Raw for what the match we were just talking about. It's on TikTok already. It's on YouTube already. And you're watching this on YouTube, so you might as well just scroll down and go watch it right now. Check out any of the topic videos I've done. I've done one on CM Punk being special guest referee. I've done WWE Ruin Nia Jax. I've done Cody Rhodes Not Focused. I've got a Solo Sikoa one coming this week as well. And then I've got the 2 documentaries reviews. They'll be up today, though, the documentary reviews. They won't be long either. I don't want to spoil everything in them. We've got NXT. We'll get NXT live stream weekend. We've got WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. We've got preview and prediction show for NXT and preview and prediction for WrestleMania as well. And then we got all the videos in between that. So listen, content be contenting, man. We'll be about still. I actually got invited this morning, email to go and host a WrestleMania watch party. But I'm definitely going to watch WrestleMania night 1 with my son because he won't be able to get into that watch party. It's in a nightclub or a pub or something like that. So I'm still thinking about WrestleMania night 2. I might not do it. I might just stick with you guys and do a watch along here. And then for next year, I can go sort something out and stuff because they want me to host it now. It's a bit short notice. They asked me once already. One nightclub did, and then another one asked me as well. And then I got one in London as well, but I ain't gonna make that one. It's not gonna work out. So obviously I got Manchester United and Liverpool on the same weekend, which every WrestleMania weekend they give me. It's either Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool, Man U, Dortmund, and Bayern. Every week, every WrestleMania, this happens to me. So my week's full. So just stick out for the content, hit the notification bell. As I said, I am shadow banned, so you might have to just check on the channel every now and again to see if the video's out there. None of them, apart from the preview prediction show and all the watch-alongs, the rest of them ain't live, so you ain't going to miss anything. So that'll be cold. Morris said, imagine The Rock slaps Mama Rhodes as opposed to her slap. No, it's too far, bro. That's too far, bro. This ain't the attitude era, bro. That's too far, bro. Even kayfabe, if The Rock slaps her, trust me, Goldust is coming out somewhere, bro, and he will take it serious. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. Honestly, I'm telling you, Savage, Drew will hit Steph with a Claymore, costing him the match with Cody. Savage, Drew will hit Seth with a Claymore, costing him the match with. Oh, you mean as in the tag team match? Hey, man, listen, Drew's leaving WrestleMania with that title. I'm sure of it. And if he doesn't, 100% Clash at the Castle, 100%. But yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. If you're into football, Endsman TV, 8:30 tonight. Let's talk football live stream. We'll be over there chopping it up. Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, all that good stuff. Check it out, man. But yeah, you guys, love for the love. Thanks for every guys who's got the membership as well. As I said, I would like to do more stuff in it. Shadow Man, have to figure out a way to do it. I'm gonna get through this WrestleMania week because it's the biggest part of the year for me. So I'm gonna get through these WrestleMania times. We'll probably stream Raw after Mania as well because that's the tradition in it. So we'll stream that as well. So we'll be streaming from now all the way up until Monday, and then Monday we'll have a review of WrestleMania. So we'll be streaming all the way up to Tuesday, and then I'll have a break. And then when the football season's done as well, I'll have a break, and then I can reassess what we need to do with the channel. Because I'm pretty sure I know the reason why some of it is my fault, but basically I've done it for you guys, and it because it's the copyright claims have probably got too much on certain things. So I just wanted to make the viewing experience better for the people watching the videos. But listen, there's plenty of people on YouTube who ain't doing the way I do it, and still get people watching. So maybe I'll just go down that route. That way I can have the best of both worlds. I'll keep the finger on TikTok though, because there's no copyrights up until now. Although they did strike me last week just because Cody was bleeding and that. I was like, nah, I appealed it straight away. I was like, hold on a minute. Everyone's got this up. So I'll have to be careful with that one. But trust me, if I go down the route of still doing the reaction videos, but I don't have to have like viewing it, I'll pump out way more. It's quicker, way quicker for me. There's less editing, so we'll do that in it. Big up to you guys. Big up John Conway. Love for the love, always supporting. Big up to you, bro. We'll be there supporting the man. Yeah, big up, honestly, love for the love. Yeah, big up to everyone inside though. Love, man. John, again, big up for that super chat and new ends as well. You already know where the super chats go. Straight to the Pablo Fund. You know what I mean? For them treats and that. Yeah, man. Love for the love, man. But get the hell out of here, bro. You know the videos, man. You don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.